This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Friday, the 7th day of February in the year 2020. I'm Gordon Mosley. Thanking you for joining us. Here is what we're tracking tonight. The Guyana Elections Commission today announced that members of the disciplined forces will be casting their ballots on the 21st of February, 1 week before the rest of the country heads to the polls for the regional and the national elections. Speaking to media operatives this morning during the offloading of the ballot at GCOM, the Chief Elections Officer Keith Lowenfield said that 10,226 ballots will be extracted for voting by the disciplined services.
For the disciplined services, as you're aware, those elections will be held on the 21st of February, and we're extracting 10,226 ballots, district specific, for those ranks. They will be enveloped in preparation for the 21st. So we're extracting them today, and at a later date we'll be enveloping those for the disciplined services. The enveloping for the non-resident, we'll probably finish it today, secure it, and our locks and all the others who have locks will be on our containers. Not only for now, but for the duration of the exercise prior to dispatch.
The Chief Elections Officer also revealed today that the ballots for those Guyanese working at missions abroad will be extracted and placed in envelopes to be sent to the various missions. The ballots arrived in the country early this morning aboard a special chartered flight. Scrutineers from the various parties were invited to observe the arrival and offloading of the ballots. The printing of the ballots in Canada was observed by 2 commissioners. The Elections Commission has announced that all plans are moving apace with preparations for the March elections. More news coming up in just a moment.
Tired of long lines? Register with MyGTT at mygtt.co.gy. That's mygtt.co.gy to view and pay your bills from anywhere. Enter to win an Amazon gift card worth $25 or a bounty voucher worth 5,000 Guyana dollars when you sign up today. GTT, do more.
Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guyana Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guyana's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Hi, I'm Andrea Farnham and I'm from Mabaruma, Region 1. I have been attending this college for the past month. It is a 1-year course. This is actually the 4th batch of students. I'm part of the 4th set of children that have passed through this college. So this opportunity that it has presented, this college has presented, where they train us to be better public servants is something that I see will be beneficial in my life, not only professional-wise, but personally. This is a wonderful initiative by the Ministry of Presidency that enables us, myself, and my peers to grow professionally.
I'm David Granger, and I approve this message.
Voting without an identification card. If you are registered and eligible to vote but do not have your identification card with you on election day, for whatever reason, you can still vote. The Guyana Elections Commission has put measures in place to accurately identify voters without an identification card. When you go to the polling station, you would be asked your name and address and referred to the presiding officer who will interview you. The presiding officer would look at your face and compare with the photograph alongside the name on the folio to confirm that they are the same. If the presiding officer is satisfied that you are the person you claim to be, you would be asked to take the oath of identity or affirmation. You would then be allowed to vote. For more information, contact GCOM on 225-0277-9, 223-9653, email pro@gcom.org.gy, or visit GCOM's website at www.gcom.org.gy.
GBTI is your Guyanese bank, a bank that understands every customer's unique needs, opportunities, challenges, and financial concerns. At GBTI, we see you for you. Whether you're buying a new home or car, planning your next vacation or retirement, saving for your child's future, or whether you're ready to take that bold step of investing in your dream business idea, we are with you every step of the way. We hear your stories and watch you focus on your dreams as we share your aspirations. We are more than just banking. We are a family. We are part of your community. Our commitment extends way beyond the walls of our branches and is demonstrated every day in the opportunities we provide to our individual and business customers. The support, time, and commitment we give back to communities across Guyana to help improve the lives of our Guyanese families. Because we see Guyana through your eyes.
Welcome back. President of the Guyana Bauxite and General Workers Union, Lincoln Lewis, is calling on the government to be more supportive of the fired workers of the Rusal Bauxite Company as they continue to protest their dismissals by blocking the Berbice River at Roraima. Yesterday, the workers clashed with the police following an attempt by the police to unblock the river. At a press conference this afternoon, Mr. Lewis said, just as the police force is trying to uphold the law, the Rusal Company should be forced to do the same.
Yesterday's altercation with the police, workers, and residents in Roraima did not have to happen. These are workers. These are citizens of Guyana. All they are fighting for, all they're asking for, is for the rule of law to be applied. Is that asking too much of a government? All over the world shows people fighting for the rule of law.
2 days ago, Mr. Lewis said the union would facilitate the unblocking of the river if the company reached some agreements with the fired workers. He said he is not pleased with the talks that have been ongoing so far with the company and the Labor Department.
All bauxite workers are doing is standing up for their rights. Are we going to have this? Are the people of Guyana going to allow this? We need to ask ourselves, what is going on? This government has an opportunity not to let blood be on its hands by moving this matter to arbitration. By moving this matter to arbitration. Let me repeat, and I'm sure this is not the first time the ministers refer to, not the first time they are hearing this. And all it requires is arbitration. Since last year, 20th of August, the Guyana Bauxite and General Workers Union has been asking for the parties, the BCGI management and the union, to move to a conciliation, to allow the process in governance procedure to work.
On Monday, the two ministers responsible for labor met with the Rusal management and expressed their concerns about the way the company went about firing the workers. 140 workers were initially laid off because the company said it was facing a fuel shortage. The workers blocked the river in protest, and that led to the firing of more than 100 additional workers, bringing the total number of dismissed workers to more than 320. The government believes that a Russian-owned bauxite company may be making an attempt to influence the upcoming elections with this firing of workers weeks before the national elections. Turning now to the aviation sector, American carrier JetBlue Airways will be conducting daily flights between Guyana's Cheddi-Jagan Airport and New York's JFK Airport when it begins scheduled service from April of this year. A team from the airline recently held talks with the Director General of the Guyana Civil Aviation Authority, Egbert Field. At the meeting, the JetBlue officials revealed that they intend to operate the daily non-stop flights using a new Airbus A321 aircraft, which has a seating capacity for 200 passengers. In a statement, the Civil Aviation Authority explained that the scope of JetBlue's application is covered under Article 3, Authorization of the Open Skies Air Transport Agreement between the governments of Guyana and the United States. The Civil Aviation Authority is presently conducting safety, security, and economic fitness assessment on JetBlue to ensure that the airline meets the regulatory requirements of the authority. The application process is in its advanced stages and will likely be concluded within the next 2 to 3 weeks. JetBlue currently operates to over 100 cities within and outside of the United States, including several across the Caribbean. The Volunteer Youth Corps has received a financial boost that will go towards the expansion of its youth center. The expansion project is being made possible through support from the government of Japan in the form of a grant under the government's grassroots human security projects. The Japanese embassy today signed an agreement with the Volunteer Youth Corps, finalizing the $92,000 grant. The grant will go towards the expansion of the current facilities of the Volunteer Youth Corps with several upgrades. The Chief Executive Officer of the Volunteer Youth Corps, Goldie Scott, noted that the expansion is expected to take 4 to 5 months for completion, and it will enable the organization to also expand services.
The organization's ultimate goal is to improve access to quality education and social services. Through this project, we will be able to serve 1,000 plus at-risk and vulnerable youth whom are current beneficiaries of Volunteer Youth Corps program. Volunteer Youth Corps is a non-governmental, non-profit organization, has been in existence for 24 years, providing education and social opportunities or support to youths in Guyana.
The enhancement will include a library, science and robotics lab, information technology and home economics lab, and 9 additional classrooms. The new building will be expected to house more than 200 persons, as compared to the 30 who are currently housed at the facilities. The Japanese ambassador expressed his government's commitment to the work of grassroots organizations like the Volunteer Youth Corps. He said as Guyana moves full into oil production and will see changes, it is important to start preparing the youths to take on the opportunities that will present themselves.
There is no doubt that Guyana's economy will soon take off to the next level. But when you take off, you should ensure that nobody will be left behind, and also that you will advance on the right track. This means the economic benefits must be shared and enjoyed in a balanced manner throughout the society and the country. Unfortunately, there is a portion of society that is vulnerable, disadvantaged, and we have to extend our assistance and provide an opportunity for growth that is the resilient, self-sustaining.
The Director of International Cooperation at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs also delivered remarks at the event, which was also attended by the Consul General for Japan in Guyana, Attorney Kashir Khan. Well, there is now an estimated 13,000 Venezuelan migrants living in Guyana as they continue to flee hardships in their homeland. While the government has been offering them assistance since most settle in border regions, President David Granger is looking to the international community to assist Guyana as it helps the refugees.
The departments have adopted international best practices to respond to the influx of migrants from Venezuela. Particularly, it is improving its management by strengthening its capacity to monitor and map these migrants. It is seeking international assistance in providing them with humanitarian assistance.
Mr. Granger said the Venezuelan migrant issue remains challenging, and the migrants are placing a strain on Guyana's social services, particularly the country's public health and public security systems. He noted that the Department of Citizenship has adopted international best practices to respond to the influx of Venezuelan migrants fleeing their homeland, and at the same time is seeking to international help to provide those migrants with humanitarian assistance. Under the Department of Citizenship, there is a special program that has been set up to overlook assistance to the migrants from Venezuela. Venezuelans have been fleeing their country to neighboring states for more than 2 years as the country continues to face economic and other problems. Colombia has seen more than 1.5 million Venezuelans seeking refuge in that country. In the courts, a 49-year-old shopkeeper was remanded to prison for the murder of his gambling partner during a game of cards in the Quartz Zone Bagdam in Region 7. The accused, Sion David of Haslington, East Coast of Marara, appeared before the Chief Magistrate Anne McClellan today and was not required to enter a plea to the indictable murder charge. In court, the charge sheet stated that on the 3rd of February, David murdered gold miner Raymond Leach during an argument over their cards game. Leach was shot to the chest. The incident occurred on Monday afternoon, and several persons witnessed the shooting. The accused is the owner of a licensed firearm, and it is believed that it was the same firearm that he used to shoot his friend after they started to argue over $20,000 and their gambling game. The injured man was flown out from the interior location but died on his way to the Georgetown Hospital. The matter will continue later this month. And 2 Berbice men were today taken before the court to face a murder charge related to the death of a farmer. 60-year-old rice farmer Gobind Balram and 25-year-old Jerry Pittam appeared before the chief magistrate, charged with the murder of Parmanand Laikram. The man was chopped and shot to death in the back dam of number 67 village, Quarantine, on the 30th of January. According to the police file, the 2 accused reportedly followed the farmer into the back dam and accused him of stealing their cows. The man denied the accusation, and an argument started between them. Laikram was later found with a number of chop and gunshot wounds. There were 2 other farmers who were in the area at the time, unknowing to the suspects, and they witnessed the entire incident. Laikram was taken to a hospital in the area but was pronounced dead. The 2 suspects were arrested shortly after. They have both been remanded to jail until the 25th of February for the continuation of the murder case.
We are legions of men standing strong, but never too proud to stoop and help someone. We must send a clear signal to all. Do right. Walk in upright ways. Knowing that's what being a man is all about. And ever aware that things will only get worse when good men do nothing. Stand strong. Be the one to live right.
Today a reader, tomorrow a leader.
President Granger's 5Bs initiative has served as a support for our children's access to education. The most valuable gift we can give our children is the gift of knowledge.
That was a paid political ad.
Voting without an identification card. If you are registered and eligible to vote but do not have your identification card with you on election day, for whatever reason, you can still vote. The Guyana Elections Commission has put measures in place to accurately identify voters without an identification card. When you go to the polling station, you would be asked your name and address and referred to the presiding officer who will interview you. The presiding officer would look at your face and compare with the photograph alongside the name on the folio to confirm that they are the same. If the presiding officer is satisfied that you are the person you claim to be, you would be asked to take the oath of identity or affirmation. You would then be allowed to vote. For more information, contact GCOM on 225-0277-9, 223-9653, email pro@gcom.org.gy, or visit GCOM's website at www.gcom.org.gy.
Across the region right now, the Trinidad and Tobago government has announced that perpetrators of sexual crimes would face the full brunt of novel laws aimed at deterring, punishing, and shaming rapists, pedophiles, and those others with a propensity to commit sexual crimes. In a statement, the Office of the Attorney General in Trinidad said the laws went into effect on the 31st of January. It said that under the Sexual Offences Amendment Act 2019, for the first time in the history of the country, information on sexual offenders can be shown on an online website for the public to access their names, addresses, photographs, and offences committed. The Commissioner of Police can also publicize the information for the public to be made aware and better protect themselves. In Colombia, a notorious murderer who worked for Colombian drug lord Pablo Escobar has died of stomach cancer, Colombian officials say. One Jairo Velasquez, who boasted of killing 300 people for Escobar, was 57. Known as Popeye, he was released from prison in 2014 after more than 20 years and launched a YouTube channel attracting more than 1 million followers. Velasquez died at the National Cancer Institute in the capital, Bogota, where he had been receiving treatment for stomach cancer since December. He was a close associate of Escobar, who ran a drug trafficking empire from the Colombian city of Medellin that sent thousands of tons of cocaine to the US. And finally tonight, international news. Hong Kong has begun a mandatory 2-week quarantine for anyone arriving from mainland China in a fresh effort to contain the new coronavirus. Visitors must isolate themselves in hotel rooms or go to government-run centers, while returning Hong Kong residents must stay inside their homes. Anyone caught flouting the new rules faces a fine and a prison sentence. Tens of thousands of travelers queued at the Chinese border city of Shenzhen ahead of the midnight deadline. Hong Kong has seen 26 confirmed cases of the coronavirus, and 1 person has died. The number of confirmed cases in mainland China stands at 31,203, with over 635 deaths. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley, reporting.